Video games for education. Well, we don't have to start with Wittgenstein and try and define what a game is. Basically, Wittgenstein used the concept of games to show that language is a very slippery concept indeed. Or even get as far as Hermann Hesse, who basically, in the glass bead game, was defining the whole academic research process and the whole idea of academic snakes and ladders in terms of a game, a rather esoteric game involving glass beads. But when we look and try and work out what the essential difference between academia, the peer relationships, and any large gaming community, the distinction becomes quite blurred. There's a great text out in the late 1960s called Game Scientists Play, which was talking about all the various moves you can make as part of a scientific career. So using games for education is a kind of double reflexive action. And there's nothing we like more than something which is reflective, particularly when we're reflecting the game of education into games used as part of education. Thank you. The problem with games is that they're an immersive technology. This is something we've been concerned about before, whether it was movies corrupting the young, or television and far too much television watching corrupting the young. Or if you want to go back a little further, the modern novel corrupting the young. Basically all these methods have been mass communication methods, whereby messages could get out to people and use that willing suspension of disbelief, which is involved in interacting with any of these, to try and get a point across, a message across. With each new technology, it takes the public a while to become acclimatized to the modes in which the medium operates. And so there's a window of vulnerability when people can be exploited because they haven't learned the medium sufficient to be able to interpret it in a fully cognizant way, a way that's able to get everything that's going on. If you look at very early movies where people describe people recoiling in fear at seeing a train coming rushing out of the screen at them, you can see that we develop with the medium, we become aware and cognizant of its modes and what we can expect within it. The problem with that is, of course, that our modes of interpreting the medium become part of our mainstream education. So now we've got the Leaving Cert, and even in a liberal arts degree, one of the major features is studying the great novel and how to interpret it. And this is because in the 18th and 19th centuries, the novel became a major vehicle for thought, for abstract political systems, for discussing various concepts. We only have to look at Emile as an education novel, or any of a myriad of other things. So we then realize that the novel can communicate messages, and we teach our children how to do it. 1984. Since then, how many novels have really delivered very fundamental political messages? It's a limited number of them, and they're not that mainstream anymore. Then we get up to studying advertising, studying mass media, TV studies, communication studies, all that kind of stuff. Are these skills still relevant out there? What's the new modality that's going to emerge with the internet? Don't know. But there is a window at this point where people can exploit the gaps in our understanding of what's going on. And we're just not aware of it. Okay?